Hi, my name is Brooke Haggerty and I am the Food Chick. This week's For the Love Of is for the love of Lily. Lily is our 5-year-old pit bull. She is a rescue. She spent about 9 months in the shelter, and my husband and I saw her online. A friend of ours showed her to us online. We saw her. We fell in love with her picture because she looked like she was about a 30-pound 2-year-old. When we got to the shelter, we discovered that she was a 5-year-old 65-pound dog, and I'd already fallen in love with her, so of course we got her. And here is my first Lily scar. Come here, Lily girl. She's a little camera shy, but Lily is so special to my husband Ken and I that what I decided to do was to make Lily some special food. So I call it my Lily stew. No, it does not include Lily, but it includes all of Lily's favorite things, which are chicken, rice, carrots, and celery. And we combine her Lily stew with her regular dog food, so she gets a little added treat with her, and it makes her coat nice and shiny, and she's a happy girl. So Lily, Mommy's going to make your food. Okay? Mommy's going to make your Lily stew, and then you're going to have a great lunch. Okay? Go on, girl. Let Mommy get to work. Thank you, Lily. Okay, since I spent so much time loving on my Lily, of course, we need to have clean hands. And we are going to start talking about Lily stew. As I said, Lily stew includes chicken, rice, celery, and carrots. 4 of Lily's favorite things. This is Lily's regular dog food. I'm going to put that aside because we're going to add the Lily stew to her dog food just to give her a little extra something something. So we're going to start with bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. I've got them in my nice Ziploc bag here. I'm going to put some extra virgin olive oil in there. Just a little bit, just enough to coat. I'm going to add a little bit of truffle salt. Just a little bit because she does not need too much sodium, but you want that nice woody flavor again. I'm going to add a little bit of lemon pepper. Again, just a tad bit, just enough. Some Montreal steak seasoning. And a little bit of garden herb seasoning. Now you might be thinking, why is she adding all of these flavors to dog food? Well, I'm doing it for 2 reasons. A, Lily's very special and she's not just any dog to me and to my husband. But B, this is actually a human stew. You'll see why at the end what we do with the skins. We make great dog treats that turn out to be great human treats as well. So I'm getting my chicken all nice and coated here. So my chicken's coated there. Let me grab my tongs. I've got my baking pan. Now what I've done with my baking pan is I've lined it with foil, but underneath of the foil I sprayed with cooking spray underneath of the foil, and I'm also going to spray on top. What that does is it aids with your cleanup at the end of the day in case anything extra gets underneath of there. So let's get our chicken out of our bag. Look at these nice big. These are all natural chicken thighs. I got them from my local butcher. Quite delicious. Big. And look at those skins. I want you to pay special attention to those skins because trust me, at the end of this, we're going to make a nice treat out of them. These are going to go in a 400-degree oven for about 25 minutes. So let me pop these in here. Through the magic of television, I had some already prepared. So here we go. Beautiful. See how those skins crisp up nice and gorgeous on there for you? Absolutely beautiful. We're going to add celery, carrots, and rice. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut our celery up. And because this is, you know, it doesn't have to be super small. So I'm just going to go straight down my celery. This is about a half of a head of celery that I had left over from some chicken soup that I had made for my husband. He really likes my chicken soup. So we've got some nice, beautiful celery in here. While I'm doing that, while I'm cutting these up, I'm going to turn my stovetop on. Because again, as you all know, I'm cooking on an electric stove. Nothing fancy here in the Food Chicks personal home kitchen. I'd like to say I had a gas stove, but I don't. So you make do with what you have. Now, however, at the restaurant, my husband and I own Bud's at Silver Run in beautiful downtown Silver Run, Maryland. We do have lots of gas for me to cook on. So I'm going to add here, shameless plug for Bud's at Silver Run. And I'm going to add the carrots. Now the carrots, I am going to cut these in half. I'm going to cut the ends off. And then I'm going to cut them in half lengthwise. Here we go. These are some hard carrots, nice and fresh. If you can buy carrots with the tops on, you can always throw those tops into either your Lily stew or any stew or soup that you're making. Very delicious and nutritious. And you notice I'm also leaving the skins on. I do that even when I'm cooking for regular, because 99% of your nutrients, maybe not 99%, but a lot of your nutrients are inside of the skin on most vegetables. So we want to keep that in there. I'm going to put that right in with our celery and the olive oil that's already in there. I'm going to add just a touch of lemon pepper. Again, just a touch. And just a touch of the garden herb seasoning. We don't need any more salt in there because we're going to actually be using some chicken stock as well. So we'll let this cook down. I'm going to add a little bit of chicken stock to this. And the lid, let this simmer down. While this is simmering down and preparing itself for the rice, I'm going to bring the chicken over and show you what we do with our chicken. We're going to just take our skins off. See how nice and crisp that is? It's going to get crisper in a little bit. It's a beautiful, nice, crisp skin off from there. And we're going to keep that. We're not going to discard that. Ooh. Chicken's a little warm. Normally you want to wait till it cools down a little bit. But my fingers from years in the restaurant industry, they can tend to take a little bit more heat. So we'll pull these off. We'll let this cool down for a second and we'll put these skins right back on. Now you can make this mix. Normally when I make it, I make about 10 to 15 pounds of chicken. I usually make a large batch of it. That way I can store it and freeze it for Lily. And you know, I get about 10 to 15 containers, quart containers out of it. When I do use it for her, I use about a half a quart, so about a pint, and mix it with her regular dog food with a little bit of chicken stock in the morning, and I do warm it up. My husband tells me that I spoil Lily, but after 9 months of living in the shelter, I certainly believe that she does. She definitely deserves to be spoiled. Okay, so let me see what's going on over here. Yeah, these are already softening up a lot. And what's so great about this is that these don't have to be super soft because Lily's got nice hard teeth And she wants, you know, she wants to get that, her bite down into that, along with her regular crunchy dog food. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to add the rice to our chicken. I'm sorry, to our carrot and celery mixture. This is a jasmine rice, and what I did with the jasmine rice is I actually rinsed it. You can use any kind of rice that you like, brown rice. Jasmine rice to me, I just like it. So I'm getting my rice in here. And we're coating it with a little bit, with the carrot and the celery and the chicken stock that we already had in there. And that was 2 cups of rice. So just like with normal, I'm gonna add, it's 2 to 1 liquid to rice mixture. So I'm gonna add a little bit less than that because I don't want it to cook completely right now. So I add about 3.5 cups of the chicken stock mix. Great thing about this chicken stock is when we get finished with all of this, we're going to take our bones and we're going to make our own chicken stock. So you can either use a store-bought chicken stock, a can or a box, or you can make your own. I like to reserve the stock that I'm going to make at the end of this for Lily so that when I heat it up in the mornings for her breakfast, that she has that. Okay, so we've got our rice in there and our mix in there. Our lid on, nice and tight. We're going nice and hot with that. Okay, we're going to tear our chicken up off the bones. Ooh, again, it's a little warm. But that's okay. That's okay. Anything for my Lily. And no, I'm not one of those crazy dog people, folks. I just happened to fall in love with Lily when I met her. We're going to add our bones. There we go. Our bones are going to go into our pot. Ooh. To make a nice stock. Stocks are very, very easy to make. They're just, they can be time consuming. You know, traditionally, French onion soup, for example, is made with a veal stock. Veal stock can take up to 7 days to make because you're using literally a pot that's about this big that's going to reduce down to about this big, but you're going to get such amazing flavors out of it. We're not going to go quite that distance here today with the Lily stew. A, because we don't have all that time, and B, because we're packing enough flavor into our dish by using the bone-in, skin-on chicken. Put a little water in here. And again, normally I make this dish. I'm cooking about 10 to 15 pounds of chicken. So these were just 4. This was just 4 thighs. So they're not going to have as much. So we're just going to stick that on. It's going to come up to a boil. That's already doing that. It's going to come up to a boil. And we're just going to we'll reduce it down after it comes to the boil, and so it gets a nice get all that marrow and everything out of those bones. Now, one thing that is very important to do with this is that we want to make sure that we're getting our chicken pieces small enough so they match the consistency of the size of the dog food. So, you know, you can use this for any size dog. If you've got, you know, a 100-pound dog, you probably want a little bit bigger pieces of chicken. But, you know, Lily, because she needed to lose a little weight when we first got her, she started out at 65 pounds after standing around in the shelter for so long. She's now down to about 55 pounds. She spends most of her days out running on the farm where we rent. So she's got 180 acres that we let her loose on. So she's out and about. She's losing weight, and she's getting some extra snacks in there too, as you can well imagine, with having two parents that are in the food business. So I'm going to take these chicken skins. These chicken skins now are going to become Lily snacks. Lily snacks are great human snacks as well. Lily snacks, it's the chicken skin. It's already got the seasoning on it. So there's no need for extra seasoning on it. It's going to go right into the oven. You can do these 2 ways. You can either A, pop them in the oven, crisp them so they get nice and crispy, Or if I was at the restaurant right now, I would pop them in the deep fryer, plop them down for about 45 seconds, bring them up. In the oven, they're probably going to take about, I'd say about 5 minutes in a 400-degree oven. So probably a little healthier too, going back into the oven as opposed into the deep fryer. So, but I think we'll try it both ways, and we'll see which way Lily likes it best. Personally, I like the fried one. And when Lily gets a snack, Mommy usually gets a snack too. So let's pop this in the oven. The chickens we just put in there are already crisping up well. I'm actually going to turn that oven just a little bit. Clear off a little space here. See what we've got going on. Oh, beautiful. Wow. This is gorgeous. You can see your rice is already starting to... Oh yeah, it's already nice and soft. It's getting nice and soft. Just a tad bit of crunch to it. We're going to add our chicken to it now to finish off cooking. Give a little stir there. The rest of the stock that we have reserved. Let's take a look in our oven and see that now we've jacked that temperature up just a tiny bit. See what's going on with those skins. Oh, look at that. When you touch it, there you go. Very very Lily pliability to that. I like that. But we're going to go a couple more minutes with that. And while we're doing that, we're going to talk about one of my other favorite things, which is asparagus. Asparagus this is a great, I love asparagus. Asparagus is a wonderful side dish. You can pretty much get it year round now. And one of the things about asparagus that is so special is that it's so high in fiber for you. Lots of fiber, it's very nutritious, and it can be served so many different ways. You can serve it raw. I like to peel it every once in a while. My favorite way of doing it, however, is roasting it. Roasted asparagus is absolutely wonderful. The way to properly do asparagus is you want to break it. And where it breaks, that's natural break, that's the most tender point. We're going to finish with these asparagus. Ta-da! I'm going to grab a little bit of olive oil. Right down there. A little lemon pepper. A little truffle salt. Mix them together. And when I have my roasting pan available that right now has the chicken skins on it, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put these asparagus right on top of that after I pull the skins out. Which should be right about now. And it is terrific. Let's slide this here. We'll put these chicken skins over here. This is going to add another dimension to our asparagus as well. So let me go ahead and pop these in the oven. Take a look at our Lily stew. Oh, Lily stew looks like it is ready to go. And it is. So Lily stew is ready to go. Lily snacks are ready to go. You'll see as these cool down, see how it stays nice and firm? There you go. And I can hear Lily out there. She's wanting to come in for this. Wow. Can you hear that crisp? I know you can see it. And the great part about Lily snacks, they're mommy snacks too. Absolutely delicious, if I do say so myself. Wow. Wow. I changed my mind. I don't like them fried. I like them baked. They're a little healthier. As healthy as chicken skin can be. Quite delicious. Okay. Now, yum. Now we're just going to add a little bit of Lily stew. Again, I'm not going to feed this to her. We're going to let it cool down. But trust me, she's going to be ready for this. Get that off the burner. One thing that's really important to remember when you are cooking on the electric stove, speaking of pulling that off the burner, is that you don't want to cook too hot for too long, because things can burn on the bottom, and that's never good. You don't want that. Burn is bad. So cook it at a lower heat. Get it off from that stove top as soon as you possibly can, so it comes over to a resting period. Okay, so here we've got our Lily stew. The Lily stew is mixed with Lily's regular dog food. And I'm not adding any extra moisture to this right now because I did just cook it fresh. But again, normally this will have a little bit of chicken stock added to it. So, and you can see how her dog food goes from drab to fab. And let's see, Mommy needs one more snack. I think Mommy's got a snack right here of roasted asparagus. And look at that. That's been in there for about 5 minutes. It's already bright, gorgeous, bright green, pliable, crunchy, and delicious. So there you have it, folks. Lily stew for Lily, asparagus for Mommy, great chicken skins for Mommy and Lily. Great snacks that we can all share. Again, my name is Brooke Haggerty. I'm the Food Chick. And this week we were for the love of Lily. Who knows what's coming next week? For the love of food, it's always happening at the Food Chick.